Hello, welcome to I Am That Sucker, part gazillion. Today I'm going to talk about an artist. I'm such a sucker. Some artists you're a sucker for in a not really serious way, like oh yeah, I bought the Aerosmith Pandora's box set at the thrift store because it was $5, and I thought $5, okay. Might be worth $5, but I'm that sucker. I wanted the box set. But then there's the I am that sucker that will buy anything by particular artists, and particular artists, especially with particular ensembles playing with them. I don't care what it is. I just want it. And possibly the worst offender in that category is Mr. Miles Davis, who has put out countless expensive box sets that I have bought without even asking why. And most of the time, the rewards are beyond my wildest dreams. And I may well do a series of these, although I might run out of superlatives because they're all such fantastic, huge chunks of amazing music. But the one I thought I should talk about first was the one that I kind of had the most misgivings buying. Because for me, Miles, when he retired in 1975, it was the end of just like this unprecedented kind of flashbulb of intensity of this amazing music he was making that nobody, myself included at the time, really understood what he was doing. And only upon years of reflection and listening to it did we actually kind of get what he was doing. And what he was doing was, at least in my way of putting it, it was improvisatory rock music with a very strong African influence, particularly in the percussion and in the sort of R&B elements. But it was really electric, and it was loud, and there was a lot of noise in it, and there was a lot of real anger in it. A lot of it's really, even the lyrical parts are kind of sad and lyrical. There's Miles wasn't a real happy camper during these years, and it's reflected in his music, and his band's really picked up on it. And then he retired for 5 years in 1975, and basically did very little other than watch porn and snort coke, from the sounds of it. And then he came back. And he came back very commercial, not playing real strong. Did a record called Man with the Horn that's one of the worst records he ever made. It's really lousy. And then he kind of went from strength to strength. He put a band together, and then he kind of went from strength to strength until finally, at the very end of his life, he did a hip-hop record, which is not terrible. And he finally copped out, said he would never do it. But he did an oldies record with Quincy Jones and whatnot, which is fine. I was disappointed that he finally did it because he'd always said he wouldn't. But I got a funny feeling they paid him a lot of money. Anyways, what we're going to talk about today is a box set came out, and what year did this come out? And it was a 20 CDs, folks. What? They're not going to give me a year, you bastards. Bastards. Oh, come on, it's going to be somewhere. Oh, well, they're not going to tell me. At any rate, this is a 20-box CD of the complete Miles Davis at Montreux. There he is. So this is every gig he played. Let me see here now. There's 1, 2, 3. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 dates here. The first one, which is of real interest to me, July 8th, 1973. So this is not too long after Mr. Pete Cozy has joined the band playing electric guitar. There is a 11-year gap. And then you got July 8th, 1984, Bob Irving, John Scofield on guitar. There's one from 1985, John Scofield on guitar. 86. Bob Berg, Adam Holtzman, Robert Irving, Robin Ford on guitar, Vince Wilburn Jr. on drums. Special guests George Duke and Dave Sanborn. Okay, you get where we're going here. We've gone from Pete Cozy to Dave Sanborn. Nothing against Dave Sanborn, who's actually a solid player, but Chaka Khan is a guest in 89. Kenny Garrett. Foley makes an appearance. Lead bass. And then finally Quincy Jones conductor. And there's a whole concert of the oldie stuff that he said he would never do. And then there's one final one in Nice, 91. Foley on lead bass, Kenny Garrett. Okay, now, this was about $100 new. It's now ranging between $350 to $500 if you want to buy it now. And that's a lot of money for 20 CDs, which is essentially 2 CDs of an amazing band that I just can't get enough of, which is the 73 band. This is a gig from a tour they did through Europe, where a lot of these gigs were captured in very good audio. And if you're a nut like me, and I really am a nut for this band, you can actually hear Pete Cozy getting more and more acclimatized to the band that he's joined weeks before. And as dates get later in this band's era, Cozy adds more and more funny guitar pedals, and at one point he adds a VCS3 synthesizer, and he has a table full of percussion, so that when he's not actually soloing, he doesn't play rhythm, because Richie Lucas is playing the rhythm. And nobody, the rhythm is amazing. This is one of the great 1-2 punches, guitar punches of all time. Believe me, these guys, they just sit there and they'll play and play and play. And it's just like a living organism. It's amazing. 2 really different guitar players, too. But they just mesh so perfectly. And there's 2 CDs of this. Well, you know what? The phone is going to ring. Hang on a second here. All right. Had a phone call. How weird is that? A first here in the Dirt of Pleasure. Yes, we are connected to the outside world. So yes, my rhapsodies about CDs 1 and 2. By the way, it's a really not much of a package. Don't open these all the way if you're smart. I just did it. It was a bad idea. Oh shit. Mind you, this is pretty old. Nothing really serious about the labels. They didn't do anything retro or anything. It's basically just straight Columbia Legacy. Is there a year? Where's the year on this? It's like it's a secret. 2002. Oh, well, this is 18 years old. No wonder it's worth money. That's not cool. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, and it's happening here too. Okay, so just don't ever open it. Yeah, it's just because it will destroy itself after time. But, you can kind of get at them. Yeah, this one's like, no. This one's holding up that manfully. But if I open that much more than that, it's all going to just completely go to shit. And there you can tell it's CD11. So, okay, so that's... Okay, it's not that good. You get a book. Now, this whole package is... Now, it's 2002. I'll grant you that. But these long boxes, we all hate them, don't we? Tell me you hate them. I hate them. They're a pain in the ass to store, pain in the ass to put anywhere. Claude Nobbs does the preview, as he should. Lots of nice photos of Miles in here. Adam Holtzman does a thing here. Dear Music Lover. Now, the bottom line here, and then there's some details about every band. And the bands, the thing about the other 18 CDs And I don't want to disparage them too much because there's moments of greatness throughout here. But it's just, compared to the first CD, the first CD is feral. Or the first two CDs. The first concert, it's angry, it's Miles, that's how he was. And then he basically chilled out for 5 years and got convinced that coming back would make him rich, so he did. And he put these bands together of guys. Now, John Scofield's a damn good guitar player, and I quite like him. He sometimes is his own worst enemy. I saw one of these bands, Al Foster, who would have been around here in 1984. Who was in this band? This is Bob Berg, Robert Irving, yeah, John Scofield, yeah, Daryl Jones, yeah, Steve Thornton percussion. I don't remember who was playing percussion. But they played at the Queen Elizabeth Auditorium in Vancouver. My dear friend Rod Frew took me, bought me a ticket, which was really nice of him. $28. Woo! Lots of money back then. I remember it well. And sadly, and this is always the case when somebody buys you a ticket to a great show, it was not a great show. The band was kind of crummy. Scofield had clearly bought himself an octave pedal somewhere in Vancouver's music district because he played through it the entire night, which sounded like ass. The synthesizer player it sounded like those horrible brassy patches that everybody used to use them, like Thompson twins, and just really bad synthetic horn sounds. And Bob Berg, pretty good sax player. Daryl Jones. Daryl Jones is a good player, but like Michael Henderson on those other records knows his job more, I guess. Anyway, I find all of these bands. Al Foster I love. When I saw him live, Al just did the thing, did his job, night in, night out. Not really sure why he left, to be honest. I'd love to know that, because him and Miles were very close. At any rate, this is cool for me because, of course, I had to buy it. I am that sucker. And so, basically, what I have done with the remaining 18 CDs is glean through them. And, I never want to hear Miles do Time After Time again. Maybe it was a good idea. Oh, bass solo by Daryl Jones. Not sure I'll play that one a lot either. John Scofield. Lots of John Scofield. Fans of John Scofield will want this. Well, students, I think I would say, of John Scofield. There's another couple of nice little Miles paintings for you. So, I mean, this is, for a Miles nut, this is great. Like I said, it's expensive now. Robin Ford. Now, this one, I don't think Robin Ford's on any of the albums, studio albums. So this is nice to have. But the problem is, he does Splash, and Splash is a pretty cool song. Splash is kind of like, hip fusion, funk beat, a little bit of Miles trumpet shot in there for punctuation. I mean, it's great, adult jazzy product, I suppose. I mean, it's not Kenny G. It's not that bad. And it's certainly better than most David Sanborn. Although, I've got a couple of David Sanborn records. I have a couple of surprises in them. I go, what? And they're better than a lot of the stuff that Miles did at this time. So, I don't like to diss David Sanborn. He's a good guy. Yeah, so you got some Robin Ford, and you got Foley, if you like Foley. I don't like Foley. I thought Foley was a show-off. And towards that end, it became Miles showing off these musical gymnasts in his band, which I kind of didn't really speak that directly to me either. Heavy Metal Prelude. I'm going to try that one out. That's with Foley on lead bass. Anyways, I am that sucker. I bought it. I kept it. Glad I bought it. The first two CDs, sealed it for me. There's lots of stuff here. You got to kind of go looking for it. There's a lot of the same thing. For the people who care, the Quincy Jones concert is Boplicity, Springsville, Maids of Cadiz, The Duke, My Ship, Miles Ahead, Blues for Pablo. Then he does Porgy and Bess medley, or Gone, 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 Summertime. Here Come the Honeyman, Introduction to Sketches of Spain, The Panpiper Solia. So, I mean, for those that went to his concerts in the 80s, 90s, 70s and went, play My Funny Valentine. There you go. I actually did. He doesn't do My Funny Valentine, does he? Well, he do. Anyways, no reason. I have no idea why he relented on this. But, and this is produced under license from Warner Brothers Records. Ah, right. So this is, okay, right. I knew there was a, okay. I was confused. I forgot this was just a license. And then there's the last band. Darren Johnson, Richard Patterson on bass. Boy, you know, I wonder if I looked up Darren Johnson in Wikipedia, how much would come up on him. I went looking up Khalil Balakrishna, who played with Miles's band just before this, the year before this box. And Khalil Balakrishna played the electric sitar, the Dan Electro electric sitar through a wah-wah pedal. And he's all over the live stuff from late 72. He's only in the band about 5 months. But I can't find out anything about this guy. Imagine having played in Miles Davis's band and having no internet profile. So there you go. It's stardom is a fickle mistress. Anyways, there you have it. Miles Davis, complete live at Montreux. I give it a B+. Obviously, I had to buy it because I am that sucker. And anything by Miles Davis, I will have to buy it. So there you go. Yeah, looks like Titanic finally came to a stop. Do you think they'll save her? Anyway, that's it for me. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the thingy. Remind you when I'm happening. And we'll get some more of these out. Take care.